Welcome. I'm Heather. Thanks so much for joining me for this 45-minute relaxing Yin Yoga session. For tonight's class, we'll be primarily at the wall for many of the postures. So if you'd like to find a spot, we're going to start right at the wall. My back is right up against it. I'm sitting on a cushion or folded blanket. And just take a few moments to get settled here. So using the wall allows our body to relax a little bit more. Anytime we use any kind of support, it is much easier to let go in many of the postures. So we're going to relax and find some space within. I'd like to start with a few rounds of a centering breath. Slowing it down on the inhale, feel your breath sink down towards your belly. And exhale, release it all out. You might release your breath out through your mouth on the exhalation for the first few rounds. And we can often primarily think the body is just breathing outwardly through the front of our torso, but the truth is we actually have more breathing muscles in the back of our body than we do in the front. So at the wall, we can start to feel how we can inhale and widen through the muscles, the ribs of the back. So you can feel that pressure into the wall as you direct your breath there and slowly release it and feel your back release. And continue to breathe into the back body. At the top of your next inhalation, pause for a few seconds. Fully release all the breath on the exhale. And pause at the end of your exhalation for a few seconds. Slowing down our breath provides a deep reset for our nervous system. It sends messages to our entire body that we are in the rest and digest mode. So we'll do one more breath like that. And on your next breath in, we're going to slowly reach the arms up. And on the breath out, slowly release the arms down. Okay, 2 more breaths like that. And just continue to flow, linking your movement to the breath. And allow your breath to initiate the movement. This time, just lifting one arm up. And on your exhalation, coming over to the side for a side bend. We'll hold here for a few breaths. And the next time you inhale, come back to center. Exhale to release your arm. Again, sitting up nice and tall, and the wall is a wonderful tool to check out if we are aligning all the way from the root to the crown, bringing the head against the wall as well. On the next breath in, come up with the opposite arm and slowly over with your exhalation. Holding here for a few breaths. And the next time you inhale, come back to center. Exhale to release. Let go of your shoulders. We can inhale and lift them and exhale to release. And then we're going to turn the head so that the ear is in line over the shoulder. So I'm turning my head to the right ear in line over the right shoulder. I'm going to bring my left arm out to the side just a little bit, drop the fingertips down, and slowly bring the right hand around. Gently placing it on the side of your head. And slowly coming back to center. And we'll bring the left ear over the left shoulder. Bring the right arm out to the side. Fingertips down. Slowly bring your left hand up and around. The side neck release. Releasing your jaw. Slowly beginning to release that stretch. Come back to center. And we are going to change our positioning. So let's now come onto our hands and knees. And I'm just going to turn my mat around so that my mat is facing the wall. You're going to use the wall for a few things, but not just yet. So coming on to your mat, wherever you are. If you'd like to change your mat too, you can. And we'll come into the cat-cow. So I'm bringing my toes right to the wall. And on the exhalation, slowly arching the back, lifting the belly, chin in towards the chest. On the inhale, slowly release. And come forward, lifting your chin. And just continue this flow with your breath for the next 3 breaths. And this time, inhaling, coming forward, back into table. We're going to slide the arms out and we're going to lower ourselves down. So I'm already bringing my feet against the wall. We're going to come into the Sphinx. You might not see me that well. You've got an option here if you want to go a little bit deeper tonight to use the wall for this pose. If you'd like to, you can slide your body with your knees bent close to the wall so that your knees start to come towards the wall or even touch the wall. And we're going to hang out here for a few breaths. You can cross your arms so that you come a little bit lower in your upper body and just adjust as you would like to adjust here. Okay, if this doesn't feel great for your lower back, you can go back to the normal version of the Sphinx, just with your legs extended out away from the wall. So see what feels good here. You can close your eyes and continue to breathe. listening to the sound of your breath. And letting your mind know it's okay to just be here, breath by breath, moment by moment. You don't need to be doing anything else. Keep anchoring your mind in the body by feeling your breath come in and out, and feeling all bodily sensations. And then we're going to slowly come down. And you can just reach your arms straight out, bring your head down. And slide your hands underneath. So if you're at the wall, just start to come away from the wall again, but keep your toes touching the wall. And you can widen your knees apart for the child's pose. We're going to settle our hips back down towards the feet and come down. And if your head is not comfortable here, or if it's not resting on the mat, you can always take something like a pillow or a block underneath your head, your upper body. Let's again bring our focus to the back, and as we breathe, doing our back breathing. And allow the shoulders to release. Take a deeper breath into the back. And feel your body release wherever there's tightness with that long breath out. You'll stay here for about 3 more breaths. This pose is wonderful for drawing us into ourselves. When you're ready, we'll slowly bring the hands underneath the shoulders and we'll come up. And for the next pose, you have option here if you're comfortable, just coming onto your knees and facing sideways at the wall. You can also drop down into more of the hero's pose, but that's dependent on how your knees feel. What we're going to do is come into a shoulder stretch. So you can start as far away from the wall as you'd like and bring one arm, whatever arm's closest to the wall, into this pose. Of course, if you want to go a little bit deeper, you're going to bring your body closer to the wall. And if you need to adjust through your legs, you can always come up to kneeling. So we'll be here for just a few more breaths. And to release this one, we're going to slowly lower the hand down the wall and let go of that pose. And we'll come slowly around to the front and turn to the other side. Again, if you want to break from the hero's pose, you can always do this in a kneeling position. Again, or you come down right onto your knees. And slowly bring your other arm closest to the wall up, but parallel to the floor here. Just notice where you feel this the most in your body. Making sure it's not too much, knowing that you always modify, come out slightly. Again, slide your body away. This is a really good one to open up right through the front of the chest. We tend to collapse there. So we're helping to open that up. Just a few more breaths here. And then you can slowly slide your hand down the wall and release. Let's do a few shoulder rolls. Opposite direction. And then we'll come out of that position. If you'd like to curl your toes under, do a little bit of a squat. We can actually use the wall here again. And we can balance at the wall. Bring your head to the wall. And then bringing your hands forward again. And what we're going to do is just bring our hips to the wall at the same time we're sliding the feet away from the wall. So my feet are about, not quite maybe about a foot away from the wall, and my hips are right against the wall. And this one's called the wall hang. So it's obviously a forward bend, but it's really helpful to open up the entire upper body, the back. It really lengthens the lower back, creates space there. So you just keep your hips at the wall for this one. Your legs don't have to be straight, they can be bent. And when you're ready, we're going to start to bend the knees, bring the hands up to the thighs, and slowly roll up on the inhalation. Keep your hips at the wall, and we're going to slowly align our upper body right up against the wall. Bring your head into alignment. Relax your arms. You can also start to bring your feet close to the wall and come into the mountain pose with the wall as support. So it's a lot easier to find our alignment here. Okay, and then we'll come away from the wall, and we're going to come down again. So we're going to position our body. This is going to be the remainder of the class will be at the wall. If you do want to use any support, you can have a folded blanket, a cushion, or maybe even a blocker bolster ready. And we're going to start with a pose that doesn't require our hips. We don't want to try to bring our hips right at the wall. So we're going to start on the side with our feet at the wall, but our legs at a right angle to the wall. So when we come onto our side and then onto our back. Our feet come against the wall and with my legs in a right angle or 90-degree angle position. All right. So just feeling into that in your body, taking time to adjust to it. Notice what's going on in your hips, in your shoulders, in your lower back, rocking your head from side to side. And then we'll bring the right knee in towards the chest. So you can hold on to it there. Do a few ankle rolls. And then we'll cross that ankle over to the other thigh for the reclined pigeon pose. That now this is where you can adjust. So you might find in this position, you experience a lot of stretch. Maybe it's a little bit beyond your comfort zone. What you can do is you can bring your foot back to the wall and just slide your hips, scoot your hips away from the wall if you need to. Now, if you want to experience a bit more stretch, you can come a little bit closer. So the wall is a nice way to just hang out here without any effort of the upper body maintaining this pose. So usually we'll wrap our hands behind the leg, but for now we can just rest here. And yeah, you can position your body, you can wiggle your hips from side to side and find that place that feels just right. I'm keeping my right hand against my right leg, so I'm just gently pushing or maintaining a slight pressure there with my elbows on the floor. My left hand is on the foot, the right foot. And by all means, if you would like to bring your hands away or you'd like to bring your foot away from the wall, use your hands to pull your legs in at any point. Once your body starts to get really comfortable here, feel free to go a bit deeper. And let your shoulders release. And hold here for about 3 more breaths. And for the next pose, we're going to come into a twist. So if you'd like, you can stay in this position with the ankle to the thigh, lower your left leg down so the shin comes right to the wall and you move into the twisted roots version of the reclined twist. If that doesn't feel the best tonight, if you want to come back to the wall, you can always scoot your hips away from the wall again. You can bring your feet down and just twist with your legs stacked one on top of the other. That's another option. So find the position that works best for you today. I'm gonna grab a pillow so that when I come into the twisted roots version, I can rest my upper leg on something there. And with your right arm out to the side, you can slowly turn your head over to the right. And just close your eyes and stay within your body. Again, we're slowing down, breathing rhythmically, slowing our breathing rate down in order to bring our whole body into balance, into a very relaxed state. All levels, physically, also emotionally, mentally. We'll hold here for a few more breaths. Allow your body to settle deeper, sinking down. Take another breath in. Breathe out and release. And slowly make your way back to the central position. Both feet at the wall for a moment. You can press your feet into the wall, lift your hips just slightly to realign through your lower back and pelvis. And then we'll bring the left knee in towards the chest. We'll do some ankle rolls here. And then you can slowly guide your left leg over, ankle to the thigh. Again, once you come here, there can be quite a difference from side to side what's going on here in the hips. So feel free to adjust again. Just do a little wiggle, either away from the wall or a little bit closer. And maybe after about a minute of holding this one, if you find your body start to release, you can take it to the next place. Maybe bringing your hands behind the right knee and pulling the knees in a little bit closer. But you can also continue to use the wall for support and just scoot closer. Listening to the sound of your breath, helping to keep you focused here and now with your bodily sensation, wherever you feel this one the most. Notice what happens when you take a deeper breath in and a longer breath out. Maybe that'll trigger a little bit more release in your body. And when you're ready, we're going to slowly start to make our way into the twist, and whatever that looks like for you. Can come at the wall with your lower leg into twisted roots, or with both legs stacked, one on top of the other. Reaching your left arm out to the side and turning your head to the left. Over time, our body will yield and will give in to this pose. Gravity helps us release. Feel that gentle pull downward, sinking your body closer to the floor. And then slowly on your next breath in, we'll begin coming back to center. We'll bring both feet at the wall again and lift the hips a little by pressing the feet into the wall. Lift the hips and realign your spine. And we're going to roll over onto one side. You can stay there just for a moment. And what we're going to do next is we're going to actually scoot ourselves right close to the wall. So the hips will now be, if not touching, just slightly away from the wall. And we might want a little bit of support for underneath. So sure, we're comfortable here. And then, yeah, once your both hips are at the wall on your side, just slowly bring your legs up. Okay, decide if you need a little bit of a support underneath your hips. Again, push into the wall, lift the hips. Settle here. This is an amazing pose for the legs and feet and also for the entire body. So it really is very calming and soothing. Emotionally, mentally, it calms the heart. It's good for reducing hypertension. And we're changing the blood flow in our lower body. So it's really good to stimulate and increase our circulation. It's great for lymph drainage. So what we're going to do now is just slide the feet down. So bend the knees in. And it's kind of like we're doing a squat in this position. And just see how that feels for your back. If that feels a little bit too much, you can always slide your feet up a little bit higher. So this is a good preparation pose for happy baby pose. And using the support of the wall, our body can just really let go. There's no muscular effort. Really softening here. If you'd like to take it into the happy baby, feel free. So we lift the feet, but keep the knees bent and wide. And we can grip the feet or the ankles wherever we'd like. At any point, feel free to come back to the wall with your feet. This is a great hip opener. And it's wonderful for the back. It really opens up the back. Creates a lot of space. If it feels good, you can do a little bit of a rock from side to side here in the happy baby. Massaging your back. And then slowly bring your feet, if they're not already, back to the wall. And now we're going to bring the feet together, the soles of the feet together, the knees wide in the butterfly pose. So I'm not actually physically pushing my legs into the wall. I'm just resting my hands here. And you decide the placement of your feet, if you want them down or up a little bit higher up the wall. Again, if you feel like this is too much of an opening for your back, you can always slide a little cushion, a pillow, folded blanket, or block underneath your hips. A wonderful version of the butterfly. It keeps our entire upper body aligned. Again, there's no effort, so very yin-like. When the outer muscles soften and release the effort, the pose goes deeper into the body. It goes closer to again, the root cause of some of that stiffness that we might be feeling. We can access the deeper tissues of the body here. We'll be here for the next few breaths. And when you're ready, you can bring your hands to the outsides of your knees. Slowly bring your knees together and your feet up the wall. Back to our starting position. And the next thing we're going to do is slowly widen the feet apart, keeping the legs straight this time into wide angle pose. So you might bring your hands back to underneath your legs, just with your elbows on the floor, just for support. Again, we want to soften everywhere, including the feet. And stay within by following your breath. Take a few more breaths here. Notice if you can feel your body starting to release in those tighter areas. And then we'll bring the hands to the outsides of the thighs again, slightly bend the knees and push the legs back to center, straight up the wall. The next pose is optional. I'm going to give you a choice. If you want to try the shoulder stand at the wall, you're going to bring your feet down so you can really plant them, bend your knees, and slowly lift your hips up. Slide your hands behind your hips, elbows in, shoulder distance apart. push into the wall, let the weight drop into your hands. If that doesn't work for you, if that doesn't float your boat tonight, you can always come into a supported legs up the wall. Again, put something underneath the hips. So just lift up for a moment, slide whatever you've got available to you underneath your hips and come up the wall in more of a supported position. But if shoulder stand is feeling good, feel free to stay there. Make sure the neck feels nice and free. Not too much weight at all in the head. Bring more of the weight down into the hips. Let the hips sink and bring it down into the arms. Good. And just holding for another breath or two. Coming back to our supported legs up the wall again. If you have something you can put underneath, get that ready. We're going to be here for the remainder of the class. We'll sink down into it and elevating the hips in this supported version is really nice. It provides a bit more of an inversion for the body. And inversions are amazing for defying the effects of gravity, defying the effects of aging. And there's much research to show how we stay youthful when we are inverting our body, any position that puts our hips higher than our heart. So just sinking into it here, we're going to rest. Allow your breath to breathe you now. Keep your eyes closed. Cover up if you need to. Enjoy the relaxing yet also stimulating effects of this posture. It's a perfect one to do to restore your health and well-being. It's a perfect pose to do right before bed. And I often will do this pose at night when I have trouble sleeping. It works like magic. So we'll just be here for a few more breaths. And before we come out, just gently rock your head from side to side. You might slowly reach your arms up and over your head and stretch here through your shoulders. And slowly release your arms back down. We'll slowly bring the knees to the chest and push the feet into the floor. If you have anything underneath your hips, you'll want to remove it and come back down. You can keep your knees bent, knees to chest. And when you're ready on your own time, slowly roll to the side. And I'm going to ask that you stay on your side and not come up right away. So we're going to stay here for at least 30 seconds or more. And this just gives our whole body time to adjust, rebalancing through our circulatory system. You might actually feel the enhancement of the blood flow in your legs and feet. And when you're ready, we'll slowly use our arms to come up. Your back's probably nice and relaxed, so you come up slowly. And on your own time, we'll sit at the wall. And bring your hips right to the wall, and as well as your head. Let your shoulders relax. And just please take as much time as you need here, or as you'd like to spend in a meditative pose. I'm going to leave you here now. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. Namaste. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and we'll see you again soon.